Alright, so episode 11 of Dragon Ball DAIMA was pretty... It was what I expected, I'm gonna be honest. With the exception of Majin DUU. Well, it was what I expected, so let me start off with Majin DUU. So, okay, Arinsu, Marba, they introduced a new Majin because they needed more of Buu's essence. So they, created a new Majin and they made him extra Buu. And he's even got more of Buu's characteristics. He's got the red eyes, the mitts for hands, and he's almost fatter like Fat Buu. He loves sweets as well. And so I made a point in the Easter eggs video that he was more like the Kid Buu, the crash out Buu as I'm gonna call him. While Majin Ku is more like the Fat Buu. He's more easygoing. And it's strange. I think one of these episodes, he might turn on Arinsu, like he might just go berserk. Because she even teased it. She said, what if he goes berserk? And I'm thinking, like, he seems like such a wild card at this point. It's hard to tell if he's going to actually beat Tamagami number 1. But the preview for episode 12, Tamagami number 1 did look pretty beaten up. So he might actually beat Tamagami number 1 in the fight. He might even kill him or destroy him. So that's another thing with that. But he looks a bit retarded. I think he might beat Tamagami number 1. We'll see episode 12, maybe even 13. But, that's him out of the way. And there's something else I wanted to bring up about their name puns, like Majin DUU and Ku. Ku, DUU. I was thinking maybe it was Voodoo, but if for that to work, Majin Ku's name would have to be Buu. Like, Buu or Vu, right? It'd be like Majin Buu. But you already have a Majin Buu. So you wouldn't be doing voodoo because it's based around magic and stuff like that. So I was thinking maybe it's voodoo, but not. And for y'all thinking, well, maybe it could have just been Majin Vu. Well, V's and B's are interchangeable in Japanese, so it's the same thing as Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, which you already got Majin Buu for. And so that's a no-go. I wanted to really talk about Vegeta, though. So, Vegeta fights Tamagami number 2, but before he fights him, I kind of started feeling like, man, kind of frying him right now in this episode. Like, Pansy talks about how, well, he doesn't look as strong as Goku, or he blatant just flat out says it. He's not as strong as him. I think Vegeta might have heard it, and he just didn't care anymore. He was like, whatever. But she says that, and he goes and he fights Tamagami number 2, and then he gets eaten by a Kraken. Like, really? Seriously? All that to get eaten. It's kind of funny, it's kind of comical, but what's really interesting, though, is that he actually bled in this episode. I was going to mention this in the Easter eggs video, but I didn't think it was worth it. I thought it was worth mentioning it here. Vegeta bleeds from his eye because the Tamagami splits his face open right up underneath his eye. And this is the first time anyone's bled in this series, I believe, since Piccolo in episode 2. So yeah, there's much more of this to come, I presume. Assume, which one would it be for this particular? Assume, presume, one of the two. But yeah, there's much more violence to come. For sure, there's much more violence to come. And another thing about Neba, so he hooks a ride on the plane with them, and it's quite interesting because he doesn't seem quite right. Like, he seems senile, and at the same time he seems like he knows what he's doing, like he's conning them. Even Glorio looked like he didn't trust them. Like, I was thinking Glory Hole would somewhat be in cahoots with them, but then I had to remember Neba was with Goma and Deges when they went to Earth, and he probably was just there because he was Namekian. He doesn't mean he has any relationship or ties to Glory Hole, or even Arinsu. And that's another thing about Glory Hole. I haven't seen him talk to Arinsu in how many episodes? Like, that was interesting to me, and it just hasn't happened. I mean, they're using some of these minutes to re-explain Goku's backstory with the intro again. They could be using that to have something, show something of like every episode, kind of. It's almost like keeping people on track, which is what it's supposed to be. You're keeping Glorio on track with Arinsu. But that didn't happen this episode, so I'm just wondering, like, what's going on there? Because he almost seems like a non-character. The past few episodes, he's just kind of been there. And, you know, you don't ever want a character who's a part of the story just feel like they're kind of there. Because then you end up with Bulma on Namek, where she did absolutely nothing. So that's the review. Episode 12, Vegeta's... I saw him in the belly of the beast. Maybe he comes out of that. Maybe Goku steals his win. Maybe Majin DUU actually beats Tamagami number 1. We'll all see. So that's the review for episode 11. I'll see y'all in the next one. Also, check out the Easter eggs video.